The hangar had a balmy heat lingering about in the dense air, like the inside of a smelting furnace. In the high steel rafters supporting the concrete ceiling, a railway system of cranes moved about, loading with their massive lifting chain engines, wings, or cockpits the aerial gunships below. When it was in close space, the dark stone walls, a meek dim light kept the area aglow. The feeble magenta, purple, and blue flame sparkles from the arc wielders' flash, offering only beams of true light. From the wielders' perched at the tops of the vehicles, tiny rising plumes of hot smoke ascended, giving the atmosphere a bitter, fuzzy taste. Between the bulky airships scattered around the hangar, a single cleared pathway had been made for the ponies to cross from one side of the room to the next. Being the only free path, regular ponies saddled to the carts filled to the top with scrap trotted about, crying away like a busy highway. Neil and Adam investigated to the hustling ponies, all just scratching the bridges of their snouts when the boiling odor of fresh melted metal drifted through the pungently in the air, jostling aside workers. Bumping and tripping over one another, the brothers tore onwards to the other side of the hangar. Coming to the center of the room, after skillfully staring through the bodies, Adam pulled off to a clear space at the side of the busy path. His host felt little claws dig deeply into him, and a dull soreness from the constant collisions finally drove over his ribs. He panted a few times, dropping his head with a limp tongue dangling. Neil took a few more moments to catch up to him, feeling the same sharp pain sink their teeth into his fetlocks. A little more busy than we thought, huh? Nodding, Adam produced a wheezed chuckle, escaping amongst the heavy breathing. Just a little. Neil rose his head to the nearest gunship. Well, here's one you can look at least, without being pulled in by the tide. The muscles constricting out his spine tightened as he faced the ship. His eyes grew wide and jaw dropped, keeping in awe. Wow! The vehicle rested 10 feet from them, with no mechanics operating or frantically repairing it. Adam's eyes slowly moved, following around corners of the box-like body, tailing to the stout wings from the top, supporting both rotary jet engines. Over the bleak, steely gray hue of the machine, a crimson paint marked in thin films of swirling strokes coated to most of the place around the cockpit. It was like a titan, hulking, mighty in build, and it took 2 slow steps towards it, 3 tiny twinkles forming in his eyes as he lost himself in the machine's presence. Seeing his brother enjoy himself, a handful warmth flowing up his spine, bringing a smile to his face. How fast do you think it goes? Adam asked. Neil walked to Adam's side, laying his focus on the broad side of the gunship. Wish I could say, not exactly an expert. Adam laughed. Neither am I, though wouldn't mind getting into the business. Suppressing his laughter to the bottom of his chest, Adam included. Still, we can see how fast this thing would go. I'm afraid you're going to be sorely disappointed. A gravely mare's voice spoke from behind them. Looking around, they saw Golden Cog standing out by, brusting full laser top mane with a brush strapped to her right hoof. She held a small smirk, mostly the tips of her snout to her gunship. This here is a baseline air personnel carrier, found outside an airfield near Silver Mine. The beast flies at the lowest speed of any ship we have here, she said, hobbling with one hoof to the next arm. So slow, you better do racing a turtle with a helicopter propeller. Neil comfortably rubbed the back of his neck. I wouldn't have guessed, especially with the engines as large as that. Common misdeception, Golden Cog answered with a bouncing nod. Anna smiled dearly, feeling the tugging urge to pull his body forward. Nice to see you again. Her expression widened, pushing her eyes closed, exposing her teeth in a beaming grin. I could say the same. We'll have to catch up sometime, unless you plan to stay intact now. Neil shook his head. I'd like to stay and catch up, but we're currently holding an investigation. Golden Cog's brightness subsided, converting to a placid, puzzled stare. Investigation? What happened? A stallion who was traveling with us had some information. Neil answered. We're trying to find out what it was until he gets well. She glanced sideways at the luminous glow, filtering through the thick porthole windows near the ceiling into the high hangar wall. There's a red guy up there in the medical ward. That your buck? Al gave an airy response. Yeah, how does he know? Throwing her head back to the medical ward window, she cheered. Just got back for the war myself. I had an acid shock working on the ship you're looking at now. I didn't see an open fuse while I was painting. Not the brightest move, I say. Luckily, it turns out just fine. Just a freeze of money. He placed his eyes on the windows, asking why he looked. How's he doing? She tried, one shoulder at the other. Looks fine. But again, might be one of those ponies that could take the pony. Anna's voice quivered, like he had heard someone just died. He's awake? So early? Yep, awake and kicking. Golden Cog paused, directing her gaze to the floor, pondering what she just said. She wagged her hoof, reading her response. No, I'll take that back. Not nothing kicking, but he's awake for once here. Urgency struck out his words. Brother, we need to tell Lucy and Allie. If he's awake, he might be ready to tell us everything. Right, Neil responded, a confirming nod. I'm sorry, but we'll need to catch up later, Neil said to Golden Cog. Golden Cog stood to the side, giving the brothers a way into the current of hurrying mechanics. You guys take off. I'm not going anywhere. Neil smiled at her, lifting a hoof in preparation to run. Don't worry, we'll try to get back later. It was nice to see you again, Adam chimed in, standing beside his brother. Leaning into a small gap between ponies, the two brothers advanced into the river of contested bodies. Golden Cod craned her nose up to the windows, scratching the top of her oily mane. I hope those bandits find what they're looking for. She turned to the gunship they were serving before, knowing the unfinished strokes of paint, jagged marking boards of the crimson coat, where the blind dark steel met with red. Last thing I want to do is shock myself again. Maybe not. Really just finished the paint job. Someone's gotta do it, right? Rolling the sleeves of her brown jumpsuit, she tightened her stare on the gunship. Might as well get back to work. The lights had gone out in the control room, leaving the green's ghostly aura as a sole means of illumination. The stallion soldier lay back in one chair, head tilted back as his chest slowly rose and fell. Across the room, sitting on the back wall, the mare watched her comrade sleep, listening to the neighing snores. The screen's dimness caught the myriad of suspended desmotes, adjusting to the most meager disturbances. Dad sat against the steel door, leaning out, staring blankly in front of him to the opposing wall. The mind's shaking subsided, now drawn to a minor tremor slightly nudging the earth. In the distance, far in the deeper regions of the mines, sound passed through the walls. Explosions, gunshots, all fastly distanced like the clap of a far-off storm. Any efforts the predator had made to get in were halted. No clawing and fisted snarling could be heard. Even the surly hiss of steam pumping through the pipes outside whirred more loud than the beasts. Dad took in a breath of hot humid air, feeling beads of sweat gathering on his boiling brow. He gulped once, a tingling droplet from his temple running down his neck. Mary at the back wall looked down, removing her mask and revealing the beautiful hue of violet shading eyes. Aurora's mane was suspended down a bull seat under the restrictions of the helmet. Sir, she piped up, the vertebrae in that stiff neck popped as he spread his attention to her. Yes, Soldier. How did you get to be a captain, if you don't mind my asking? Tess took solid breaths, speaking between each inhalation. Where did this get from? She shrugged. It breaks the silence. Tess scoffed, quickly smiling in response. I suppose it does. Skewing himself upright, Tess repositioned his damp, sweat-laden uniform sticking to his back fur. I started like you did, I guess. There's not much to say beyond that. I did my duty, same as anyone in our order. Following orders, killing those against us, showing loyalty. Tess turned his attention to the ground. Being a higher up isn't all it's cut out to be, though. More ponies expect greater things from you. They're always watching, like they're waiting for you to perform for them. Like fillies and colts at a puppet show, they want to see you dance, and they know the routine. One slip up and they're tossing tomatoes at you. As a grunt, your responsibility doesn't weigh so hard. Tess wiped his brow. Christmas fire or fail, ripples on me. We take the whip, unless we're the higher ups watching you. His eyebrows lowered, fixing his eyes to a hardened stare. I've been a soldier 15 years of my life, every year growing a little closer to those higher in the food chain. He looked down at his host, suddenly cursing them like he had committed a crime. It's all I know how to do now. Be well to understand that getting cozy up there isn't heaven. Want paradise? Be easier to put a bullet in your head and go there for yourself. I jo- I joined half a year ago, the mayor spoke lowly. I thought I'd be more stable in life than scavenging in Silvermane. Despite the dark atmosphere, she let out a breathy chuckle, laying at the bottom of her stomach out. Looks like things weren't too stable, huh? No, that's brain. It's not. As the hush thundering of war clashed sternly in the walls, 3 knocks came from the door. Feeling a sharp, icy sting lance through his heart, he dove forward, stumbled away from it. Mary's ears erected as he stood up cautiously. Is someone at the door? Rapping again, the metallic vibrations stung the air as Stet stared low into the dark, bolted exit. I don't know what it is. The next gongs tolled throughout the room, waking the sleeping stallion. Bang, boom, 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 boom. Shaking his head, the stallion leapt out of his chair, staggering forward before recovering his footing. Frantically darting his visor around the area, he paused, listening to a single thunk on the door. Haltingly, turning his head to the door, he gulped a rough lump stuck in his throat. What was that? I don't know, the mayor answered quietly, without moving her sight from the door. So we took it out. Dad felt like his heart was going to leap out of his throat. There's only one way to find out who it is. He generously stepped to the thick handle, camouflaged with shallow and iron. Then, gently laying a hoof on it, he uttered his breath. Only one way to find it. Lucy tried down the hallway, Lester stepping close by, while Allie and Big Lock kept to the back. They came to the room at the end of the hall, through an open doorway leading in. Inside the small room were cabinets pinned to the walls, topped by leaning stacks of cardboard boxes stuffed with sharp blending machine parts. A sturdy metal desk was persistent at the back wall, surrounded in mounds of assorted junk strewn about the edges and corners. Behind it, a lanky yellow unicorn in a lab coat, scratching the bristles of his stubble under his jaw. Levitating in the dim green of his horse magic, he gazed at a circuit board through the lens of a magnifying glass. With the tool's warping glass, the stallion's blue eyes filled the entire glass in the room. Lucy stepped in front of the desk, popping up her legs so she could sit on the desktop. Then, leaning against it, she tipped her fedora out. Howdy. Her greeting didn't draw him away from the circuit board. She cleared her throat, reiterating the hello more sternly. Howdy! Beelot pouted, stepping out to the desk. Her stature didn't let her see over the edge, and likewise, not directly at the plane working behind it. Regardless, she hopped onto her hind legs, pressing both forehooves to solid steel. Phew! She announced with a fire in her voice. Find that guy! Listen to her, or I'll break your nose! Stallion blinked, lowering the magnifying glass. Looking to the fork out in front of a desk, a suave growl rolled off his tongue. Oh, hello there, little fellas. What is there something I can do for you, sweet dumplings? Lucy scowled. Yeah, you can. Taking the tracking device from a pocket inside her duster, she put it on the desk. We're running an investigation. Tough stuff. I ran into a security guard on the way to the inspection zone. Inspection zone? Allie commented with a raised eyebrow. Lucy glanced at her sideways, shrugging one shoulder. We can talk about what to call the inspection zone later. That's just what it's called, right? Allie shook her head. I don't think it is, actually. Well, that's what I'm calling it. Lucy returned to the clerk by desk, and I was standing by it. Batting his eyes, the stallion had a dopey, innate smile drifting a glowing admiration. You can call it anything you want, babe. I don't mind. Now, lovely old dumpling, what is it I can do for you? Lucy gagged Fane's advice. This thing. I was told you could look at what it makes tick. And who's sending signals to it. Pulling the device toward him from underneath Lucy's hoof, he peered at. For you, anything. So, Lucy asked with delay. He looked inside her face. So what? So, Lucy added, how long will it take? The clerk briefly went down to the device before him, pushed it around and picked it up, thoroughly investing in its features. Setting it down, he said, I could get back to you in a few hours at the most. I'm fairly skilled at handling Stable Tech brand equipment. Do we come back then, or? But, he cooed under heavy breathing, you can stay for a while. I don't mind. Lucy's face went hot, flushing her now rosy cheeks. What? He winked at her, flashing a charming grin. You know what I mean. Alex stepped in, shoving Lucy aside. It's important we get that information as soon as possible. Do you think we can get back? Stanley stopped himself from a snoring humph, tossing his gaze a little at her. Well, that's the best kill. I can have it done within the hour, at 2 at most. Lucy grumbled behind Allie. Good to know I won't have to deal with you afterwards. Stanley snapped a gaze at her. Excuse me, what did you say, dear? Was it a comment this fool you had to hide away from me? Lucy didn't turn and look at her. She replied, Wasn't anything. Just let us know as soon as this freaking thing is done. Lester pat the back of Lucy with a rough feather duster. Let's get out of here. We don't need to make a scene. Lucy growled under her breath, picking up one of the cleaning robots, scurrying to the hallway to the side. That sleazy bastard better not screw this up, I swear. Allie looked at an eyebrow at her. You're still upset about how that guy acted? Shaking her head vigorously, she snapped at Allie, a furnace that blazed her words and eyes. Well, yeah, I am. Did you hear what he said to you? He called you up. Allie brought a hoof to her mouth, and abruptly interjected with a cough. Yes, well, I think we can let that slip by. Still, Lucy jabbed at the subject. We're really letting that thing into his hooves. I'd rather trust a ravenous brain-dead zombie with this device than that slick pile of crap. Big Lot accidentally bounced to Lucy's side, picking her up her pace to a trot once he caught up to her. Can someone tell me what Lucy is? Lucy's head reeled back at Big Lot's remarks. You were a dictator. How do you not know what that is? Haven't you been out here your entire life? Big Lot pouted petulantly. I'm still a kid. I'm not a dictionary or an encyclopedia. It's like a... She let a squeaky grunt, her nostrils trying to find a word resting at the top of her tongue. You're bursting with stuff in it! Lucy brought her face down to her level, flipping her eyelids in a desperate, crooked frown. You mean an encyclopedia? Big Lot tightened her squint, puffing her rosy cheeks to double their size. You think you're so smart, huh, I swear, if I had a pit, I'd push you in it. Ha! Lucy laughed. I'm a Pegasus. I can hover above you. Pulling a dangerously long grin, Big Lot muttered. That's why you clip your wings first. Lucy recoiled her head, hoping at the needy chill at the nape of her neck. Allie galloped between them, chuckling nervously as a light sweat dabbed her brow. Please, can we not let the whole conversation we had back there ruin our moods? Lucy bellowed a fuming breath out of her nose. Big Lot grinned straight to a victorious smirk. Glaring, Lucy stuck her tongue out of the little filly. Gasping, Big Lot returned the gesture. Allie stopped in the middle of the hallway, slammed her hoof against the steely door. With you two, stop it! Both of you are like fools, bickering about absolutely nothing! Allie's attention darted between the two of them as he brought her tone to a calmer degree. Listen, let's just all calm down for a moment. Can we do that? Lucy diverted her attention to the ground, keeping the man expressive solid. Yeah, fine. Allie smiled tenderly. Good. How about we clear our minds for a bit? You know what has to be done in a little while. Like you say if I take Big Lot to the mess hall and find something to eat. You and Lester can look around, get the whole thing off your minds. Does that sound nice to you? Lucy sighed, releasing pressure from the anger field boiling inside her chest. She advanced a few steps further down the hall, shaking her head clear. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'll head back to our room, chill there for a little while. Turning her head to Wester, she spoke in a low, furtive voice. Come on, Wester. Lighting her ears, Lucy tried onward, Wester following by her side. They went down a flight of stairs, through a long corridor, and were veering to the right end of the Sword Hall. Wester slowing his pace, catching Lucy's attention. She looked back at Wester, watching him between the few feet that divided him. The monochromatic white light of the hallway's buzzing light overhead, it's like they were staring complete strangers, casting their view from one another from the islands separated by miles of sea. Why'd he stop? Lucy asked. Should I go back? Wester answered, make him understand how you feel. Wester's ruse infected a fuzzy tremble running up and down her neck. Cecil forced a humorous giggle.
That feels sweet, West, but I think we're good at selling the score. And I'm a big girl now. Feel like I need to sell the score with him. I'll let you know.
They're playing Stallion. Donnie introduced the lab coat, glowing cleanly in the bright lights above, pushed the cart down the hallway behind Lucy. The load he forced down the hall contained a pile of scratch, amassed high enough. Couldn't see over the mountain of junk. The tiny jar-sized wheels buckled and squealed at the overload weighing them down. Lucy faced the oncoming worker, stepped to the side for him. Stallion grit his teeth, biting as hard as the muscles of his jaw would permit. He groaned exasperated puffs, moving forward, the rate of a lumbering pony taking their time, climbing up a steep hill. Lucy blinked at the worker, pointing at the massive load he bore.
You need a little help there, pal?
Stallion shook his head, disturbing the sweaty thin collecting on his forehead.
No, I'm good.
Lucy scratched the mane underneath her fedora.
Where you even taking that stuff? 2 hour lecture, Pam, man. Some of this stuff needs to be looked over. Some?
Lucy cocked her head to curiously produce his load. Lester stepped aside as he came closer to him.
I got some stuff that needs worked in there. Still, it does need to be inspected.
He stepped right in front of Lester, collapsed on his haunches. When Spiegel swiped him back into his hoof, across the sweat-laden fur of his breath, he coughed.
Would have been really simple if I was a unicorn. I just let it to elephant.
Lucy stepped to the side of a cart. A tiny gray hoof held the device, and a leather strap protruded from an assortment of cart electronics. It had a tiny black screen, and a few green lights horizontally lined up at the top. Dangling the end of her hoof right above it, Lucy looked at the worker.
What is this thing?
The worker sprung to his feet at the mention of the device, though brought new life to him. Reaching around the cart, he picked up the electronic in his hoof. The straps meant to be fastened to the user's foreleg, hung loosely and done as possible. Faint wheeze still clutched to his words.
This is a interesting device, one that's due for inspection. Though I think for the most part it still works properly.
Webster huddled between the two, looking down at the Webster device the worker held. What's its primary function? Explain.
It's a stun detector. The Star replied. Myers used it way back when, to find the heresy the gems gave off. Now we're using it to tell how healthy our own gems are.
The worker flipped the switch on the side, bringing a device to the hum and electrical currents flowing through it.
Right now, we've got a 567 health gems here in the vicinity.
As he had mentioned, an aquamarine number of gems flashed across the top of the screen.
You can even track gems if we wanted to. It wouldn't have helped the Myers much if he couldn't do that, huh?
Glanced at the number on the screen once more, looking at his sights on the rightmost distant. Finding it's fixed on a gem counter, he brought the device closer to his face.
Yeah.
Lucy took a step back.
What is it?
The worker hummed, investigating the screen such his face.
There's one more gem here. The last few times we checked, the number of gems were 567. Now they're 568. Looks like he was counted, pal, Lucy snarked. No, we couldn't have.
He sat down on the floor again, looking at the small switches and knobs on the side.
We already checked the number. Here.
He purred demon focus while twisting one of the device knobs.
Let's see what it is.
A charming beep rang clearly from the device. In correspondence to a happy ping, the worker spun himself around, eyes fixed on the screen. He then started pacing himself down the hallway, leaving Wester and Lucy behind. Lucy reached a hoof out to him, throwing the side of her muzzle to the cart as he was leaving.
Hey, what about this crap?
Slapping your soldiers and dropping her hoof, Lucy blew the air between her lips.
Fine, leave it all behind.
Wester approached Lucy's left flank. What are we going to do, Lucky? Tossing her eyes to the right, he whined.
Come on, let's make sure that Bill doesn't hurt himself.
The worker skillfully navigated the pearly halls without so much as sparing a peek at what was ahead of him. Hobbling onward on one leg, the pony maneuvered past the oncoming project staff, and even stepping over the cleaning robot smoothly on the floor. Lucy followed the isolated beats chirping in the halls. She was honed on the sounds, both ears perfectly erect, receiving each ping as the device echoed. Coming into the hall, Lucy turned left, going along the familiar hallway. The doors to the brothers' room and her room came into view. The worker, standing attentively before Adam and Neo's door, watched the blinking lights at the device's top. The beats diminished with every few note, fancy to the memory and echo. Lucy and Wester galloped to the stallion, who got to the front door, unsure what to do next. Lucy paused for a moment, leaning her hot, rage-filled face suffused with seething blood to the worker's neck. "Hey, buddy!" she gnashed her teeth. "Just let your cart back there!" Wester patted her shoulder, physically bringing the gesture to a calming message, circling her tense muscles. "Lucy, okay, calm yourself." The stallion blinked 3 times at the door. Here. Why here? What's here?" Lucy pulled herself back, moved her sights to the brother's door. "Neil and Al's room?" Sam looked at her. "You know this place?" Lucy laid a hoof on his teal store frame. "Yeah, some friends of mine are staying in here." As there a burst of gamboling joy caused a smile stretching from ear to ear to the worker's face. "Do you mind if I enter?" Rosalind gave it the request. Slow, overwhelmed hum came out. It's not really. Reluctantly, the worker pressed the orange button on the door frame and leapt through the door. Lucy stuck out a hoof at him, only to get jostled out of the way in the wake of the pony's charge in. "Fine!" Lucy started recovering herself. "Just let yourself in, why don't you?" Stepping into the room, she saw the worker scurry over to the left bed, paying special attention to Adam's saddlebag sitting on the ruffled seats. Propping over to him, Lucy scolded, "Hey, don't go through those things, you creep!" He held the hoof raised, ready to open the bags when he answered her. "I'm sorry, it's just the signals coming from here." He raised the sock to point, and the jaw tugged at Lucy's hoof. "You better get back up, before I make you regret coming in here."
"What's going on here?"
Adam's voice called from the door. Lucy and Wester both turned their heads and used it towards the doorway.
"Adam?"
"What are you doing here?" Neil stepped into the room. "What's he doing here?"
"What are you doing?"
Hooking a leg over the worker's shoulder, Lucy reeled the stallion into a headlock.
"I was stopping this creep from rummaging through your stuff! That's what we're doing here!"
Neil pointed Lucy at and snared. "Why? What's it this guy wants?" Holding Lucy's hold, whipped herself around, pushing both hands into Merritt's ribs in a desperate attempt to get free.
"Please,"
he gasped under a relentless, constricting grip.
Can I?
His face turned blue.
Can I explain myself?"
Lucy looked at the brothers, unmoved by the pony's pleas.
"Your room, fellas."
Adam stepped up, nodding at her.
"You can let him go. Let's hear what he has to say."
Lucy the pony fell on his stomach, sucking air like a fish out of water. When oxygen replenished his lungs, he swayed side to side as he stood, hecking out each new word.
"Thanks."
He rubbed the side of his neck, feeling the skin and fur regain their natural shape in the free tingling air.
"I'm sorry for barging in, but I have a good reason." "I'd like to hear it," Adam commented, "if you'd be willing to share my brother and I."
Bringing the back end of his hoof to his lips, he cleared his throat in return.
"I have to suffice, you see."
He looked at his leg, presenting the electronic snap to it.
"It detects sun gems. I was showing your friends what it does when I picked up a new signal."
Glancing over his shoulder at Adam's saddlebags, he continued,
"It led me here. According to this device, there's a gem inside one of those bags."
"That's insane," Neil remarked, jamming a hoof at him. "We haven't touched a gem, let alone have one." Stanley recoiled back, flinching at Neil's advance.
"So what the device says."
Adam put a hoof to Neil's shoulder, turning his gaze to the bags.
"Let's just see what's causing that thing he's wearing to think there's one inside. Then, if there's nothing there, he can apologize and leave."
Peeking through the silver of one cautiously eye, the worker slowly lifted his chin, with flattened ears as he talked to Adam.
"Does that mean I can look?"
Adam nodded.
"You can, but there's nothing here I want you to leave."
Gulping a coarse lump in his throat, the stallion's speech was weak.
"Here enough."
Going back to the bags, the worker flipped over the saddlebag's flap, moved the various contents through as he dug through it. Halting the search, a monstrous roar of a ping erupted from the device. Carefully withdrawing himself out of the bag, in the cuff of his hoof sat a tiny bundle of leather, no bigger than a golf ball. Neil spoke his voice out loud. "Two Sock's gift?" Sitting on the floor, the worker unraveled the leather. Then, a bright light, like a blazing star caught freshly from the clear and untamed sky, filled the room. A halo surrounded it, charging the entire space with a delicate sweet warmth that lightly brushed down his fur. Adam ambled towards the gem the worker held, keeping it to give two Socks had given them.
"It's a sun gem."
Neil's highlights gave out, pummeling his flanks to the floor. The glow of the stone. "I can't believe it." Lucy took off her fedora.
pressing against her slow-pumping heart. I can't believe it. She craned her eyes up to Wester, who, with a reflection of his crimson visor, stared endlessly at the almond rays of the sun.
We need to get Big Lot and Allie. They'll want to see this.
In the laboratory on the upper floors, the sim sat on a pedestal behind a tinted glass seal. Neo and Adam stood in front of the shield. Nelson was close enough to the glass that a light fog developed around their any exhaled breath. Lucy stood further back from them, talking to Ironside. The conversation between them reached the brothers in hushed whispers and in airy hisses. Big Lot slouched in a chair, bolted to a wall across the room. Her little legs were folded, and her filled cheeks inflated while she mumbled to herself. Stupid legs, you start to see Jim. Dahlia and Ronan were at the other side of the glass, Ronan tapping a hoof to his chin. Allie touched the shield, feeling the warming aura seep through the barrier. I never would have thought Two Socks would have had something like this. Do you think he knew what it was? Neo saw the circle of fog manifesting over his snout after drawing a breath. I couldn't tell you. It's rare to find sun gems these days. Dahlia felt compelled to keep her eyes on the stone. This is the first sun gem we've found in years. Allie dropped her hoof, facing Dahlia. That explains why the Legion's been having a hard time finishing Iron Hammer. Even if they need one gem left, there probably aren't many. When we started to work on this project, Dahlia began, these gems were a dime a dozen. Abandoned mines everywhere were practically littered with these things, especially the deeper mines. Her look became solid and unblinking, like the gems spoke to her in a way only she could understand. Back in the stable, the Artificial Guardian had a few of their own sun gems. When we ran testing on them, we never imagined what sort of power they had. Neil took a brief lantern look at his soldier and saw Lucy and Ironside's meeting. Do you think they'll use this stone for the same purpose? Abuse the power the gems holds for the sake of conquest? Ellie gently stroked Neil's back, soothing the best he could. He wouldn't use this to finish Legion's weapon. She looked at Dahlia, worry resonating off her heart and eyes. Would they? Dahlia's tone hadn't faltered. I'm not part of the military or their war anymore. I'd rather this gem stay here and be used to help one of the Guardians.
If they do pull the gem, however, Ronan added, there's scarcely anything we could do to stop them.
Neo's ears flattened, melting to his veins as his father spoke. Not even the lavishing rays of the gem could make him forget the troubled feelings he had, scratched irritably at the back of his mind. Beep, 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 beep. He watched around Warren's foreleg told. His ears pricked up in surprise as he took his lab coat sleeve to check back at. Dahlia sucked to him as the thing died, taking one of her hooves in her own. You have to go check the river flow again. The screen shot of his eyes didn't remove the softness of the smile he gave her.
Yeah.
He brought her hoof to his lips, pecking it, before walking away from his wife. And out the room. Neo didn't bother to see him leave, keeping all thoughts, all focus on the gem on the pedestal. Everyone was silent around the gem, like a group gathered in a cawing mourning of the dead. Dahlia sat at Neo's side, sighing him. He's always busy. Seems so, Neo answered plainly. Neo shifted his gaze to his mother, fighting back an explosive heat wanting to exhume from within him. He choked on it at first, clamping down on his teeth to pose to bar it in. But standing in beside her weakened his hold. Using the firm grip of his molars, Neo spoke. During the investigation, Adam and I uncovered something. Adam's face sprung to life. Like all areas he had been turned on. Glancing at his brother, he asked, You want each other? Neo shook his head, continuing as he was. No, I'll do it. Keeping mute, Adam allowed Neo to advance further into the topic. Adam found something. Back at the mines. They were logs from Vladimir, and in one, a scolding bulge lodged itself in his throat. Daddy seemed so innocent and mild. To say anything would ruin her contentment. Ultimately, he beat the blockades down, sinking in a minor lungful of air. You were in, at least I think you were, in one of those logs, working with the Legion. Neo's voice quavered as he hastily included, Is that true? Her expression melted, somberly replaced with a shake of her head. I won't lie to you. Either of you. I did work for him. Your father, too. When we were younger, the Legion was very different, and so were we.
At the time, we were two young, brilliant minds from the stable wanting to make a difference. He offered us that chance to do so. Then, what happened? Neil's head cocked to one side. What changed? The motives and values, Dahlia answered. After the purging, when they cleansed a few of the other out settlements with Vex Enclave, we left. Our eye contact with our son was severed, slid off to the ground. I try to forget it happened. It's in the past. And as a scientist, my goal is to look to the future. Lucy's head bobbing to Iron's side, and he too returned the earliest nod. On hearing what they said, the two parted ways. As Neil saw at the corner of his eyes, Lucy walked towards him. Hey, I hope I'm not interrupting something, am I? No. Dahlia patted Lucy's shoulder. We were just wrapping it up. Lucy nodded. Good. I just got talking with Wilco back there. He's gonna let the higher ups know about the gem. I'll be waiting for the response as soon as it comes in. Dahlia upturned her look to the exit, dusting the air in his direction. So I'd like you to do a favor for me. Lucy's shoulders slumped as he put her weight onto her left hoof. What's it you want? Can you take to Neo to Biome 3? She requested. There's something he might need to take care of. Neo's heart went colder as the brisk air-conditioned floor they stood on. His ears retreated back to his mane, hiding away as he guided his eyes shut out to Maris's vision. Sure, Lucy answered with a chuckle. I can do that. She prodded at Neo's side, smirking. What is it you gotta do? Something top secret? It's a private little matter. Yes, Dahlia stated. Lucy's hoof stopped a few inches from Neo, ready to poke him again. I get. Say no more. Tipping her head to Dahlia, Lucy started for the exit, Neo following her rear. As the two vacated the room, Dahlia fell back to the sim standing next to Adam. Letting her eyelids finally close shut, she exhaled, dropping her nose to the floor. Adam came to his mother, feeling a silky force pull him towards her. He dragged a foreleg at her shoulder, comforting his mother, shoulder struck on her back. He'll be good for him. Inhaling deeply, she arched her back, staring at the end of her nose to the ceiling. For her lungs were filled with clean laboratory air, Dahlia slowly leveled her gaze, laying the side of her head atop of Adam's mane. I have hope for him. Perhaps there's still time to salvage their relationship. One can only hope. Lester came to one of the seats beside Big Lot, sat down. He slammed his visor to the exit, staring at the recently used sword swing. Aren't you going to leave? The remark made her back stiff, pulling her upright in his chair. What? Why would I want to leave? To talk with Neo. Big Lot folded her hooves. Well, he's busy. He probably doesn't want to talk to me anyway. You should still attempt it. It'll improve your mental status. Jabbing a hoof in the solid metal ribcage, she poked her lower lip down. And you are going to tell me how my mental status is? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Forgive me. It means to feel better about yourself. She flicked a few more of her lengthy curls that remained out of the side of her face, hiding away any expressive of a kitten-like grunt. Sweater slouched his shoulder back, rotating his head to the sun gem container. I won't force you to do anything, but you, and you alone, have to do it. The word alone harkened the bare sourness that bounded up her voice. Do you think I can? What if all goes wrong? I don't know. Lester looked down at his holstered revolver. I tend to shoot things when it all goes wrong. Bigot frowned. You're telling me. Buster sighed, hanging his breather low. I'm not effective at social communication. You're telling me. She patted Wester's arm with his hoof. That's a big male guy. But I'll try, but it won't be easy. Wester didn't move. You understand, right? She asked again. Wester nodded, affirmative. Duh. Bigot scoffed. You really need to sound more alive. Help really start conversations, just so you know. Nighttime was soft and quiet, like a thin blanket coating the world in a shadow veil, peacefully serene. Somewhere out in the vast expanse of an open-roofed desert, crickets played their merry chirps, the bodiless sound they produced lost in the night's dark curtain. A few ponies were gathered around a low-burning fire, all armored to the hoof in green-plated barney. Some wore gas masks fastened to repurposed army helmets. Others, steel ranger power armor toting on their backs, Gatling gun bow saddles. There was no more than 10 of them, and the more heavily protected of the group had their hooves folded underneath them, laying leisurely against the gray acid stumps of trees encircling the area. A mare sitting on a rock, thin strands of grey mane jutting from the bundle atop her head, tossed a few sticks, stockpiled beside her in the orange flames that could forward against the nightly breeze. Little Red sat close to the fire, a brown blanket smudged with specks of mud draped over his shoulders. He buried his nose in the blanket, as if he were hiding an offensive expression. But he never removed his eyes from the flames, losing himself in the rhythm they moved to. A Scion Pegasus, stallion removed his helmet, tucking it beneath a wing, flipping his long wild mane hued the same color as freshly fallen snow. He laughed boisterously.
Finally good to get out of that thing, am I right?
The stallion's voice was pure, deep, and courageous, like it belonged to a noble character in a storybook, who lived at a different time. Hardly slapping a comrade on the back his way to the fire pit, he chortled.
I say, is anyone thrilled over today's victory?
He scanned his fellow soldiers with a grin, glancing the pearly whites of his immaculately cared for teeth. None pleaded him a stance or a glare, and none even cared to reply to his question. The mare sitting on the rock scoffed, feeding the starving flames a few twigs. Vigilance, it was hardly a victory for us all. The only thing that we should be celebrating is the fact that you got that fat head out of your helmet. Tess pushed out. The stallion sauntered to the mare's side, cupping a hoof over her shoulder. He moved his lips close to her ear, chuckling a tone that teetered between cocky and pompous.
But you didn't see how swiftly we dealt with that scum! The skill, the action!
Letting his mare go, he turned his attention to the stars, extending a hoof and sweeping across the purple night sky in wonder.
The marvel of our victory!
Heh! The mare picked up a long, wicked laugh stick in her mouth. Here's a marvel for you. Flying through the air, she whipped the end, toiling about the air for a second, before flinging the fire and tip at his foe's flank.
Crack!
Grizzlies felt the sharp fisted bite, and the stick whipped lance through his hide.
Yip!
He howled like a kitten, jumping and scurrying off across the other side of the fire. The stallion puckered his lower lip and whimpering, while attentively rubbing the swelling red spot where contact had been made. Vigilant circled the tip of his hoof over the bruiser's shoulder, before returning to the mare. Nose grunts and eyes pretending a tight, focused stare down light and fury.
You may contend me, Miss Captain of the Regiment, but you know I'm right!
Oh, no. The mare leaned forward, smirking as wide as the muscles her cheeks could give. Is that you're gonna feel that in the morning? Those in the regiment rallied behind her, taking part in loud whoops and laughs, applauding their captain's response. Just as his eyes darted around the camp, jumping from pony to pony as his jaws sought to keep in awe. He groaned in the most pluming way possible.
Surely you don't agree with her!
Captain's laughter died. The minister with your throaty cackle. I think our opinion is unanimous. Vincent closed his mouth, pulling up a scowl. The stallion strolled to a rock further away from the fire's warmth, craned his nose to the stars. Plugging his haunches on a flat-topped rock.
I am talking of glory, and you seem more interested in the brat we recovered.
Tittering contemptuously, he added,
He's probably a lot who escaped from the orphanage in Ironstead. I wager he's a thief, a coward, or a slave.
Hey! The captain barked, rising out of her seat. I don't give a fuck how amazing you think your job is, but when it comes to talking shit about the kid, you can keep your snarky remarks to your goddamn self! He snorted a hump and turned a cheek to her, keeping her nose raised to the sky. The captain kept standing up for a moment, retaining her hawk-like honed eyes on him. She sat down on the rock again, throwing a stick into the fire, like a child tossing a stone across the pond. Dazzling sparks rose with a plume of asmos into the hot warming hair just above it. Little Red hadn't moved from his spot, nor had his eyes faltered. The captain averted her attention to the cult, eventually bringing herself to nudge his soldier. Hey, kid, you alright? Just her huff, an icy shock ran up Little Red's spine, forcing a startled twist that took the nose out of the blanket. Looked up at her silently, breathing picking up to short puffs. She spoke calmly, adding a nurturing rub to his back. Don't listen to him.
Bastard's full of himself. Little Red didn't say a word. After a few moments of quietness, pervading the atmosphere between them, he shrugged down for a puff, returned his sight to the fire. I'm fine, I guess. What are you fed? She asked. Nicole snuggled the end of his face to the blanket, pulling the sack tighter around the rest of his body. I got around here, the mayor cried again. He nodded, not changing his visual direction. Huh, the mayor sighed curiously. There aren't any sensitive sentiments nearby, because this one is our cannon. That's quite a few miles from where we are.
I told you,
Fitzels quipped.
he's a scoundrel from Ironstead.
She snapped her teeth like a ravenous dog. Shut it! I'm not from town, Little Red mewed. His reply brought her ears to attention. Then where? Little Red's ears drooped, fancy completely into his mane. A stable. Really? She didn't sound surprised. That explains the pip-book we found on them. But there's only 2 stables around, right? He didn't answer her. He merely let himself become entranced by the flames, keenly inspecting their movements. Shifting one way and back, listening to the breaking of newly added wood, crack under the fierce glow. The fire tasted slithered into his mind, as a shadow scurried the borders of his vision. The world was consumed by shadow, but the fire's color stood everlasting in the fading world. It became so feeble, a singularity of illumination haloed in gold. At one time the shine dimmed, dimming out of existence. Then Vladimir opened his eyes, revealing the blinding white waves of humming ceiling and the light of medical ward. A nurse was standing at the end of the bed, conversing with another nurse. First, their words were slurred, a scaring ring that buzzed loudly in his ears. As the noise lifted while consciousness returned to him, he could hear at last. The nurse noticed him while awake. He smiled. Oh, you're awake. She gave the other nurse a polite nod, and walked alongside the bed with her heart monitor. Are you feeling tired? Nauseous? Nauseated?
No.
Vladimir answered in long isolation. The nurse tapped a button on the below-the-back screen of the monitor, bringing up a series of numbers on the screen. Good. Medications I gave you seem to be doing their job. Vladimir lifted a hoof to her, speaking in a rasping cough.
What are you talking about?
She hadn't removed her focus from the machine. What, dear?
The other nurse and you.
His words came out more clearly.
What were you talking about?
Walking to the edge of the bed, she took off a clipboard suspended on a hook. Levitating the paper to her face, she folded a pen from her pocket to her uniform, scribbling down information from the machine. Really quite fascinating, she started. Apparently, one Dahlia's bullets had a sun gem on them. Vladimir's eyes widened, as his entire body went flushed, excited with bubbly heat. Oh, strange, I know, the nurse giggled, finishing up her task. I thought they were just about gone from the province. Looks like that'll teach us to think something's completely famous.
Do you know where they're keeping it?
Vladimir spat in a honking cough.
Just out of curiosity, of course.
Also she had pain in her comfort pocket. She hung the clipboard again. Well, Scott Cross told me that they were keeping it alive upstairs. She mentioned they were going to run tickets on and everything. You may ever stuck down here. Let's take a gander at while we're still outside gardens.
Oh, interesting.
Vladimir purred, grin forming.
Interesting.
Ironside sat at a steel desk, pushed against the end of the wall of the long room. In one hoof he held a phone, connected by a coiled black wire to a radio. Above a fan spun uneasily, wobbling back and forth like a ship on the choppy waves over a rough ocean. The handset speaker pressed to his ear as the stallion spoke to him from the other line. His other free hoof lay on the desktop, tapping to the rattle of the fans rocking.
Yes, that's what I'm talking of for.
Probably on the end had a young voice, belonging to someone to no one older than Neo. Are you sure you want nearly everyone? Are you aware that will lead you to keep incredibly vulnerable to lazy patrols? Ironside's reply was tense with sturdy confidence, unbending to even the most minor of worries.
I'm fully aware, General. Trust me. We'll need every soldier we can muster if we can get to Iron Hammer.
It'll be a bloodbath, the general remarked. If we lose everything we've worked hard to achieve.
I'd rather try than bend over and take annihilation.
Sharp-hearted Prince remarked in urgency.
But I remind you, they're one gem away from completion, one gem away from taking away everything in the province, and a good portion of Equestria as well. Last time our scout thoroughly inspected Lee's stance on the mines, we counted some 900 troops, General included. The increased intensity of the situation. Reports of another 500 have been reported getting into trains heading into the past 4 days. Several speech deepened. Honored some report. Compare that to our 700 we get sent for the keep. We can't even compete. Like Vulture's figure saturated his response. But we have their superiority. Something Legion can't even touch us with. And may I say, we also have one of the first sun gems been found in years. That may be so, the general said, but I don't like the odds. It's that, sir, or all of us are already dead. Pause came from the general, spurring a moment of anticipation deepening in the back of Ironside's neck, like a storm-hungry mosquitoes. Mr. Quiet, the general sighed. I'll provide you with full command over our troops with Steelhoof. Ironside smirked. Thank you, sir. But, General interrupted, on one condition. Race's statement piqued an eyebrow to Arts. What might that be, sir? I want you to destroy Ironhammer. Heaviness, like a cannonball thrown at a pullet's heart, sank silly in his stomach. You can't be serious, sir! Indubitably so, Ironside. While sparing Ironside's chance to retort, the general continued. If you object, I'll stand by sending my troops, but I'll find someone else to command the assault. Ironside nearly jumped out of his seat. But sir, please sir, there is no negotiating on the matter. The deal is as it is. Accept it or not, the choice is yours, Ironside. My troops will be waiting for aerial pickup. Hanging up, the general left. Ironside slowly lowered the handset of the radio, before finally putting it on the top of a click. One of the twins ambled from behind him, clipboard telekinetically opening at her side. Sir, what did the general say? The pin in his gut sank deeper, and deeper, covering up a more hollow hole inside him. Sensation slacked the muscles in his jaw. He doesn't want us to take control of Iron's hammer. Are you serious? The man asked, irises contracting. Why not? I know, Ironside irritated. It's clear that Dahlia's boys aren't the only ones who want it destroyed. What are you going to do, sir? He turned a sideways glance at her. Exactly what I need to do, Lieutenant. The grass was soothing to the touch, brushing Neil's hooves as he walked through a grove of trees, sealing away the artificial sunlight in the thick canopy. The blade cracks through the gnarled branches appeared heavily and golden. From larger gaps, a pillar of angelic illumination filtered through, casting a feeling light on a straight pathway to flattened grass. Not far away, the sound of a hustling creek, chirping and bubbling amongst the trees, trickled faintly. It called to him, from further down the path, guiding him past trunk after trunk. Neil looked over his shoulder, not disturbing the stride he kept. He traveled a fair distance. As the entrance to the bino emerged from the distant columns of trees, passing entirely into the woods. Listening left him completely alone. She alone carried on the check to his tracking device, an electronic technician. Returning his attention to the trail, he gulped. His entire face seared, while the steady beating of Neil's heart rose faster and faster. Twitching around inside him, wanting to escape, he hopped down the road in the opposite direction. Each step brought him closer to him, each step cranking the fuming pressure in his gut. At the end of the path, where compressed blades of grass met the stony shore in midstream, his father was kneeling by the running water, a strange tube-like device attached to an apparatus freshly machined in clear liquid. His father hadn't noticed him, nor had he heard his steps. Neil stared at Roland's back like a child, dizzily conserving the door to contain a foul, monstrous beast. In this situation, that terrifying monster, that staring at Verizon was his father. He took a step forward, no sound or attention drawn to him. Neil took another, this time bringing his whole self with it. Standing a mere 5 steps apart from him, he glanced over his shoulder one last time. Whatever part of the entrance there was couldn't be seen. Now was the time of deliverance. Seize or panic, confront or counter. Neil inhaled, feeling a tremble in each of his horrors. Taking valuable courage he had, Neil reinforced his gut. His stomach hardened, and the fear freshly pumping in his shiver-inducing chemicals. Neil braced the oncoming emotion. Dad? Brother rose his posture, calmly turning it around to face his son.
Neil, what are you doing here?
Neil's cheeks were blistering a shade of red, like the scalding surface of liquefied iron. I'm here. A low saw was from mid-sentence. Hard saw later. The matter was corrected. I'm here to talk. Ryan placed the long end of the device in a coat pocket, sitting above his heart.
I can talk for a moment. What is it you want to say?
Neo's voice hardened. I know there's a lot more at work here, and I understand I may not fully comprehend all you've done for us. But, Neo went on, it doesn't get rid of the years I spent hating you what you did! Rowan did not speak his son. The last move he could do so was like a dedicated student listened to the lecture, soaked in every word Neo had to say. Every other day, since you left, I hear Mom cry in her room, hurting for what you did to us. Concealing a shadow masked Neo's eyes, she pointed them to the ground. I thought that alone was enough to hate you. His tone deepened, holding years of blazing, bottled up fury. I don't even care about why you were gone. I moved aside that thought as quickly as I could. What bothered me was the effect it had on her and Adam. We both had to grow up without a father. His words flustered in a shining wake of a fiery sting grasping at his heart. I wanted nothing more than never remember you, but no matter how hard I wanted to, Mom would always remind me, like I needed to rekindle the contempt I had. In a single exhale, all the scorching and envy slowly in his chest released, flooding out entirely as he looked his father in the eyes. I don't care anymore about what you did. The dark grotto, void and vast, was carved out where he felt the flames of volcanic hatred persisted, numbed his blood efficiently, bringing his hose to a muzzleless state. I don't care, but I'm not forgiving you. I don't think I can bring myself to, even if I tried. What I will do, Neil said, is try the best I can to move on. A faint but earnest smile came to Ron's voice.
That's a very brave thing you did, confronting your emotions like that. And regardless of what you think,
Ron took a few steps towards Neo,
I'm proud of you.
lifted one hoof to the ground, extending out to his son.
All I ask in return is, if you're willing, is you give your old man a hug.
Neo hesitated, suspending himself in the air, as though it were going to move onward. With a shake of his head and a step to his father, he wrapped a hoof around Ronan. Deftly hugging his son, Ronan patted Neo on the back. Tuckle rusting out. Neo removed himself from the hug, stepping back to where he could see his father entirely. What are you laughing about? Ronan wiped his nose, giggling a little more.
Your mother asked you to talk to me, didn't she?
Neo felt the heat flush back to his cheeks, out of pure embarrassment. He rubbed the back hairs of his sweaty black mane. Well,
It's all right.
he replied, playfully dancing Neo on the shoulder.
I'm still proud of you.
Ronan included a little wink, whispering,
You don't have to tell your friends about it either.
for the first time, his father's words brought a smile to his face. A crooked, disappointed grin, but nonetheless, a smile all the same. Thanks.
Come on,
He said with a jerk of his head and a pat on Neil's back.
let's go see your mother. Show her everything turned out all right.
Neil moves with him, facing the wooded path once more. You think Mom will be proud?
Proud.
Rose laughter escaped through his teeth.
She'll be thrilled.
In the base of his claws, the dirt shifted, furrowing the hard-mined floor with needly hooves. The predator prowled a few steps downward the darkened hall, wandering in a dazed, swaying advance. Third step he paused, as if suddenly stricken by a stiffening chill. Then, staggered to his knees, crouching bottom up. In a hissing wheeze, he toppled over to one side. The final sighing pressure releasing from a pipe in his jaw. An ugly pool of black muck amassed at his upper neck, pulling and swirling the dry dirt caught in the substance's tiny current. The creature's eyes, once ablaze with a terrifying, hellish crimson, dimmed. Fading, until becoming a solid, lifeless black. A hoof stumped over the ribcage at best, and armored in the green legs of the Legion army. That stood above the predator. A dead predator. He pulled a grimace, the luster of his flesh searing teeth. It's dead? He wrinkled his nose with the sour odor of the oil tainted both nostrils. Certainly smells dead. A nerve-punched soldier, encased in full suit of green power armor, posed to slay monstrosity, prying at the end of the Gauss rifle fastened to Bal's saddle.
What's that way, sir?
Tess glanced over at soldiers in the back of the control room. He and the other 2 soldiers had been locked in. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
It's understandable, sir.
Ironclad soldier gruffly.
We do on, though. I killed one, but there's still 1 or 2 running around the mine.
That's a little hop over the mechanical beast's body, lightly tying it over the soldier's shoulder. You did good. He added a famous nod, accompanied by a sickened murmur. You did good.
The surface doors are open, sir. We received your message.
Hobbling over to the wall, Daz braced himself with one hoof. Staring at the floor, he could feel the arduous strain of the moment catch up to him. Sick saliva lubricated his throat, as the contents of his stomach bubbled and festered. How many troops came down? He gagged, slapping a hoof over his mouth. What of the warden? The soldier ambled to his side.
250, sir. 2 of our guys have had the guns to kill these things. So far, we've taken out a good many of them damn metal cats.
Daz's stomach convulsed, shooting the chunky bits of his stomach into his mouth. Cheeks puffed and lips curled inward, blocking the way for him to vomit to leave. He swallowed the whole bitter tot of the previous meal, gasping for air as stomach acid numbed his esophagus. What about the warden? His eyes wreathed in a pink shade of blood-filled veins. What do you know about his position?
We suspect we're near the control room, somewhere more secure than the one you were in.
Mostly his helmet to the end of the hall, soldier implored.
I'm sorry to repeat myself, but we need to continue to the surface, sir. That's safe.
Pulling himself back from the wall, Daz coughed on a few bits of the food that had stayed. Can you at least put my mind at ease?
What is it, sir?
Its iron hammer still intact. The soldier nodded.
We haven't found any technician bodies yet, and the miners didn't seem to bust down the control station for this weapon.
Daz managed to laugh over the convulsive punch in his stomach. Good news. Throwing his head back, he sighed. Finally, some good news. Lucy walked through the electronic technician's door, a particularly lovely flutter coming from her heart. She came inside. This is the last time she would have to see the coy Fortasis stallion squeeze the easy curls of his mane at her. Just go, get the info, and leave. The thought moved more quickly the closer she came to the desk. Just go in, get the info, leave. The stallion was hunched over a Stable-Tech brand laptop, dully gray and bulky enough to withstand a missile at point-blank range. Idly clicking away at the keys, while occasionally throwing a glance at the tracking device beside the computer. A few twisting wires were connected to the device, tangling around one another like the confusing braid of a whip. He didn't notice Lucy come in. Certainly didn't see her lean against the front desk. Hey, it's been a while since I saw you. Do you think it's done yet? Stan sort of suavely from deep in his throat. A matching grin of idler propulsions followed it. Can't say I have, darling, though I'm quite near entering the system. Mid-type, he paused, tilting his head seductively here. For you, I can stop. You can wait a while we talk a while. Lucy planted a huff against her forehead, muttering under a sickened groan. Listen, sleaze nugget, just fess up, would ya? Sales began quietly slipping away at the keys. It will make you happy. Yeah. The soft spot her huff had led to brushy red oval. Just do it. A soft, romantic field eyes of the clerk faded the longer he looked at the screen. His typing grew sluggish. He diminished his speed with each little click of the button. He immediately stopped, mouth agape as he scratched the inner curls of his mane. Huh, he muttered, leaning forward the screen. That's odd. Lucy put both hosts on the desk, keeled over to look at the screen. What is it? Yes, Ranger fellow. Sally's words faltered. Is he? What faction did he say he belonged to? Lucy recalled from the desk. He said he's a freelancer for Silvermane. Ah, the technician bellowed. That's interesting. Why? He spun the computer screen for her to see, tugging the cords of the device with it. Visually represented as green lines on a black background. That but enormous mountain ranges was shown. The far left, a spot of the dark lines blinked, while to the right, a little flashing orb nestled itself between mountains somewhere in the elevated wilderness. Because, as you can see, darling, he stretched a hoof over the screen and pressed the button on the side of the keyboard. This is what's interesting me. Another beacon singled in the form of a flashing blip over the dark mines, or sitting directly below is a text box that read, Sending Signal 2. Lucy shook her head.
dancing her pupils around the floor in front of her.
This doesn't make sense. If he's working isn't working for them, then
Realized he stuck her like a blade to the back of her head. Shocking, hard, and completely unexpected. Lucy's eyes widened, and her ears melted to the brim of her hat.
oh shit. What is it?
Tennyson asked, resting a hoof on the monitor. And as he fingers allegedly browsed through the leg and hoof alike, she frantically pranced in place. Words concealed a stutter.
I have to tell him. I need to get Wester and the others.
The stallion frowned, closing the laptop.
Darling, would you please explain to me what is it you're so flustered about?
She slammed one hoof on the ground, echoing an ear-numbing metallic clink through the room. It stopped the air, causing everything to go silent and still. In response, their vocal cords strained. Luckily, slowly as he exclaimed,
It's Vladimir! Ranger is Vladimir!
It's okay, Big Rat. You're the boss.
The little filly's back was firmly pressed against the wall next to the highway.
It's okay. It's okay.
She clapped her hose together, breathing in and exhaling.
You're the boss. You can get this in the pants. Easy, right?
Peeking around the corner beside her, she saw the hallway leading to Bynum 3. It was empty, all the way down as far as she could see. Pulling herself to the safety of the wall, she put a hoof to her lower lip, feeling the pit and plucking at her chest.
Mommy hates me more.
She nibbled the tip of her hoof.
Oh, it's not just me. So it'd be like the slave line all over again.
Quickly, she slapped herself, bringing her back her go-to attitude.
Snap out of it. Let's do what your gut tells you, Big Rat. If he attacks, put a hoof to your face to solve it.
Nodding, fairly satisfied, rubbed her hose together.
Yeah, that's good. Let's make sure it doesn't come to that. You're good, plan, Big Rat, you wicked genius.
Steady rhythm of her hoof steps carried from down the hall. Picot's heart slung up to her neck as she cast her chest.
Oh no!
She squeaked.
He's coming.
The monotonous drumming of oncoming clops commented. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Beneath the hoof, her heart bounced more than a rubber ball, fiercely thrown to the ground. Picot's lips bared. She felt like the minute a peep was uttered, it would hop out in front of her. She sucked in a lungful of air, lightening the rock pin in her stomach. Clearing her throat, hardening his expression, stepped down in the middle of the hall. She bloated her breast, ready. Down the hall, some 50 steps away, Neil walked alongside his father. Picot glared at too, unblinking. Any other expressions, he might lose the confidence he had managed to gain. He planted his eyes on her once he was well within a few feet from the filly. Picot appeared narrow-eyed and scowling.
She barked. I want to talk to you.
Pausing, Neil looked down at her. What's the matter? You look upset. She rose a hoof, jaw dropped for speech to come rushing out, only to be filled with absolute silence. The filly kept his posture for a minute, and then inflating her rosy cheeks, she stopped a little, added a little, Neil blinked. Is there something you want to say? The little one's blue cheeks seemed a deeper hue of red the longer she held her breath. Further, they stretched, releasing the billy air altogether. Picot shook her head, muttering,
Is this so hard?
What is it you have to say? Neil asked. She sighed, finding her ears.
Yeah.
Putting her to her shoulder, Neil laughed. I did a little bit of my own adventure into the wide world of confrontations today. I think it's best, Neil said, if you just speak your mind. Picot trailed her head to the side, quiet as she saw her warped reflection on the floor. She bit her hoof absently, feeling the rock in her body dive deeply into her.
I'm sorry.
What? Neil tilted his head, flopping one ear down. I don't understand.
Sorry.
Picot grumbled underneath her breath.
For everything.
Neil dropped his head to her, cupping a hoof to his ear. What? I didn't hear.
I'm sorry, she murmured sadly. But I'm sorry for what I did.
Neil stood upright, smiling at her. Really? Philly puckered her lower lip barely, nearly a dizzy nauseousness stirring her lower in what he had said.
Yeah, I do.
Neil ruffled her golden locks of mane, forcing a few surprise peace for her. There's still a little bit of me that's angry. Not much I can do about that. Guess I'll always hold a small grudge in some state or the other. Patting her delicately twice on the head, he continued, But I'm happy you came out to see me. Thank you for the apology. It means more than you think. Her eyes bulged and traveled her sight up at Neil.
You mean it?
Yeah, Neil nodded. I do. Picot lifted an eyebrow.
So that means I made amends?
Neo shrugged, one shoulder after the other. More or less. You did okay for your first time. Leaping up her hind legs, she threw her hose in the air, whipping.
Yeah, I'm the boss. Get you in the pants.
Roy looked grimacely.
What does that?
Neo hastily poked his father in the chest. Just let her have this for a moment. An air raid horn tore through the hallways like the shockwave of a bomb. It hit the 3 ponies suddenly, stabbing their eardrums with a deafening shriek. Pickup was a big chump when the sound blasted her. As near an instant reflex, she slammed her hose over her ears. Collapsing to the floor, Pickup protected her head with 4 forelegs, painfully contracting their pressure, attempting to block out the defenseless noise. Like little teeth grinding on her walls of her ears, she yelled,
What the heck is that?
Ron looked up at the ceiling, pressing searching for something invisible to everyone else.
Listen along.
The horn drowned out all other sounds, leaving whatever was said in a normal volume to come out as a musical whisper. Neo cramped one ear under a hoof as he turned to his father. What does that mean?
Nothing good.
Ron's words changed with urgency.
We need to get to the upper levels.
Neo scanned the instance of the hallway for the origin of the alarm. Why? What could go wrong here? Ron started down the hall in a trot.
I'm not sure, but whatever it was more than enough to trigger the alarms.
The alarm was so profoundly tolled throughout the hallways. Every new aeration stretched out to the city, bit just by callously into the ears of those who heard it. Neo, Rowan, and Big God cantered down the hallway, leading to the laboratory where the sunshine was kept. At the end, they turned to the right where another hall guided them to a dual cell of white doors. Rowan bulldozed aside the doors apart, slamming them against the wall. A red emergency light flashed over the normal sterile white room. 2 plasma sisters were slumped against the back wall, a hole drilled into their throats. A pool of fresh blood collected in front of them, forcing a hoof over Rowan's now trembling lips. He stepped in, unable to remove his eyes from the grotesque murdered souls.
What happened?
Neo's eyes went to work, observing the scene for evidence. At the end of the room, in the container where the sun gem was, Chair lay on his side amongst a pile of various shards of green, bordered glass representing what used to be the protective shield. Directly above the shattered glass, dagger-like pieces, still clinging to the frame, were left, but the pedestal holding the gem represented an empty, bare slate. It's gone, Neo whispered. It's all gone.
Ron staggered forward. Who would do this?
Gasping, until he realized he had struck Rowan's back.
Who's Celestia? Where's Dahlia?
His eyes paced the room, marking each potential place in the laboratory for a location. He came forward worriedly, raising his voice over the alarm.
Dahlia! Dahlia!
Neo raised his father by his shoulders, keeping him in place while staring directly into the eyes. Dad! Dad! Calm down! He reassured his father. Dad, look at me. Listen. I'm sure Mom is fine. We just need to figure out what's going on. Big Eye pointed out to the hallway.
Guys, it's Lizzie!
Lizzie bolted down in the doorway, her tailwind whooshing by Big Eye. She came to a grinding stop, grating her molars. At an aisle state, the mayor confronted Neo. Where's Dahlia? Neo shook his head, a million thoughts pulsating over his random thought. I don't know, we just got here! Do you know where she is? Where's the sun gem? What's happening? It's Ranger, Lizzie uttered a growl. He's not a freaking freelancer. Then what is he? He's Vladimir! Lucy snarled. That fucking bastard lied to us to get in here! She spared a sideways peek at where the sun gem had been kept. No doubt coming here to get a sun gem for Iron Hammer. Where is he now? A fire rising to his words. Where is that son of a bitch? Lucy coughed. I don't know. For all we know, he's still about a way out here for all along. We're playing for this moment to at least step foot in here. A loudspeaker protected Sally's sincere voice. Alert! All security personnel are to report to the hangar. An armed intruder has a hostage. It must be dealt swiftly. Repeat. All security personnel are to move to the hangar. This is not a drill. Lucy's eyes almost popped out of her skull. Shit! We gotta get to the hangar, and fast! Security guards dressed in black jumpsuits hurried through the halls. Neo had been running from the lab, bounding down staircases, twisting the elaborate systems of passageways, turning through the project. The alarm lost its effect on him. His mind buzzed, a myriad of emotions fueling the ferocious beating of his heart. They came to the end of the hall.
where a wide-open doorway heading into the hangar was crammed with bodies. Bodies laying in prone position across behind a few trains they had assembled to a rough barricade. Inside the room, a whirling wheeze of turbine engines gathered in light blue. The air suffused with high-pitched hiss. The guards chatted back and forth to one another. The conversation on the next imminent course of action drifted the engine's hum. Neil stuffed his nose between two security officers sitting behind the metal crate. "What's going on? What's happened?" In the previous conversation, they answered him. "It's that Major fellow!" The guard's voice came out distant at the engine's symphony whir. "He has one of the prototypes in his ships." Neil had to scream over the sound. "Who's the hostage?" The two guards looked at one another, roughly silent. A hollow expression followed, frigidly masked by a hushed gasp. "It's Daria," one answered. Neil's heart froze, sunk to the bottom of his gut. When it hit, a cold washed over him like the tide of a northern sea sweeping away the warmth of a sun-glazed land. A jerk jolted him from his torso, pushing forward from within. He moved the two guards apart and leapt over the crate. "Mom!" he cried out, sitting a hoof for the hangar. Soldier nearly spied him and tackled him, ultimately pinning Neil to the top of the box. "Sir, stop! It isn't safe!" The guard wrapped his hose around him like a snake. Not losing himself for even the most heart-wrenching of pleas, Neil spouted, "Let me go! Let me go!" Neil shivered about inside his grip, managing to wiggle his mechanical foreleg out. Unable to place a direct hit on his captor, Neil raced out to the ship, barely visible from the other two larger gunships. "I don't want to lose her again!" Adam, Lester, and Allie came drastic to the barricade. Adam saw the struggle between the guard and his brother, and as I spoke to the nearest security pony,
What's going on here?
He's pointing to the squirming brothers placed by the guard.
What do you do?
Neil spat the crate, gnashing his teeth. "He took her, Adam! Vladimir took her!" Allie faced down. She stuttered, "Adam, I'm so—" Adam took several steps back, shaking his head. Face cold, freezing into complimenting assortment of confusing emotions, sucking the anger from him.
What?
Adam's voice was definitely weak.
She can't.
Another guard seriously shuffled to Adam, constantly seeing setting a hoof to him. "We're trying to do what we can to help her, but there isn't much we can do." Adam's fury erupted all at once.
Why can't you?
"There's massive caliber guns in that ship. He's already forced the hangar door open. With Dahlia in there, we can't shoot it down!" At the peak of the engine's power, both sides of the gunship's jets roared. A torrent typhoon blasted through the hull, tainted by the long-searing smell of ignited gas. Like in a gust, the ship rose into the air, hovering in place for a moment. The jet fuel burned Neil's eyes, drawing pools of tears blowing back from his face by the engine's breath. "You bastard!" Neil's body trembled. "Bring her back! Bring her back!" His lower lip, suffering through the pain, allowing his upper teeth to draw blood. "Please!" He laid the side of his head against the warm metal of the crate, losing the pleas to a soft sob. "Please, not again. Not again." Footnote: Level up. New perk: Do not fear death, brother. Shoot. When confronting raiders, bandits, or mercs, you now have the ability to shoot and reload while sprinting. Footnote: Level up. New perk: It all tastes like chicken. All food you consume provides 15 HP. And I am very pleased to announce we are in the home stretch, everybody! 4 chapters left! Let's dance.